Administrator Dudley, I mentioned in my opening remarks the study that was conducted by the General Accounting Office in 2006 that found that agencies were not adequately complying with the small business provisions. And in the study, it was determined that most of the information collection records failed to explain small businesses' impacts or examine less burdensome alternatives for small firms. Can you tell us, since that study was released in 2006, has the situation improved for small businesses?
I can tell you that this is something that my office, working with the agencies as they issue new requests and as we review, because every 3 years we review existing requests for information as well. This is something that we do pay attention to. We pay attention to the burden that's imposed and the effect it has on small entities. That doesn't mean that that's not something that we can do better, and that we continue to work on doing that better and understanding what the real implications are and whether there are things within the statutory constraints that we can do better.
What specific steps has OIRA taken to ensure agencies are complying with the small business provision of the Paperwork Reduction Act?
One of the things that we're recently working, and this is a little into weeds, are the same agencies submit their data to us, so their information collection requests, and we have an element of that. So it's a data field that they need to enter. What are the small business impacts? And that's something that I think one of the things that we'll do, it's still a work in progress, but I think within the next few years it'll give us a better sense of this total burden. What is the impact on small businesses?
But can we wait a few years when we know the costs that it represents for small businesses?
I'm not saying we wait a few years to see, for us to work, each information collection we try to focus on the small business impacts as well. What I'm saying, in a few years, we may have a better sense of that 8 billion hours, how much of that is borne by small businesses. So I think it's a twofold maybe answer to your question. One is, in our individual reviews, we're focusing on the burden and we're looking at the impact on small businesses. Separately, in the long run, we hope to be able to get a better handle on exactly what is it that small businesses face.
Okay. One of the goals of the Paperwork Reduction Act was to stop unnecessary paperwork requirements within the agencies before they were sent to OMB. However, this is not happening. The General Accounting Office has found that agencies' processes for reviewing information collection requests are ineffective. Agency Chief Information Officers tasked with this responsibility are simply not giving them sufficient scrutiny. Do you believe that other officials in the agencies should be given the responsibility of reviewing information collections rather than CIOs?
That's a good question. I think there are various officials and agencies that we work with when we review information collections, because often they're part of a regulatory program or another program. So there are different officials within each agency that are responsible.